There he is. Eddie, what's up, brother?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, bro.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
Fuck
Is that
yeah.
me?
All right, I got to do
Is that Joey Riggs?
That's
What's
Joe
up, buddy?
Riggs,
How you doing?
The Diesel.
What's up, brother? I didn't know you were on here today.
Yeah. I'm hanging around here all the time. It's like a bad stench that won't go away.
Okay.
Hey, let me do this intro and then we'll get it rolling here, boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back again with another one. We got a special one today, but first, this episode's brought to you by Spade. 0 sugar, 0 calories, all natural, 6 flavors: cola, yuzu, lime, guava, blueberry, acai, kiwi, strawberry, Dr. Spade. Only 6 ingredients, including water, sweet with the most premium form of stevia on the market. No bitter aftertaste. Caffeine-free, dye-free, added electrolytes for a hydration benefit. Just as healthy as a sparkling water and just as flavorful as a traditional soda. Check out the link in the bio. Today we're here with my buddy Joe Diesel Riggs and the legend himself, the underground king, Eddie Alvarez. Let's get this posture up and let's get it going here. Dude, Eddie, thanks for making the time, brother.
Awesome to be here.
Hell yeah, where are you living these days?
I'm in Pennsylvania. I grew up in Philly, but I live right in Bucks County now. It's about maybe 40 minutes to a little bit outside of Philly.
Hell yeah. So for newer fans to MMA, you got to go back and check out some of Eddie Alvarez's fight. I mean, he's got wins over Shinya Aoki, Patricky Pitbull, Michael Chandler, Gilbert Melendez, Anthony Pettis, TKO'd Rafael dos Anjos, wins over Justin Gaethje. Just a real OG. And if you haven't seen any of his fights, you need to go and watch them because everyone is hectic. And I mean, some of your fights, dude, you've gotten hurt so bad, but it seems like you always come to life after you got hurt. When was the first time that happened where you knew you could push through getting hurt and come back and win?
I started my career off 10-0, so I fought at welterweight. So I fought whatever I weighed. That's what I fought because I was doing a full-time job and fighting. So I think because I didn't cut too much weight, I didn't get rocked that much or get hurt. The first time I got hurt is when I cut a lot of weight when I cut to 55, and I had to cut the weight pretty fast to get the weight to make it to the Dream Lightweight Grand Prix, and that's my first time when I got rocked, and kind of did the same thing you guys see. Got rocked, got knocked out, and then woke back up and then started fighting.
Yeah, I mean that's badass. So what was your first big payday? Because I've heard through the grapevine you've been really good at investing your money. And did someone teach you to invest your money or be smart with your money, or did you just learn that on your own?
Money. So everybody's big payday is different, right? We weren't getting paid much. I started in 2003, and in 2003, I think the UFC going rate was 2-2. So it wasn't even worth going to UFC. I think I was making more money just selling tickets on a local scene. So I think big money for me at 22, 23 was the Dream Lightweight Grand Prix where they paid me 60 grand to fight. And I think I got a knockout bonus, and that was back in maybe 2007 or 2006 or something like that.
That's a good chunk of money for back then.
Yeah, that was so. That's why everybody asked me, "Hey, why don't you go to UFC? Why don't you cross over?" And I never crossed over to UFC because I made so much more money outside the UFC. But my reasoning behind investing so early in my life was I was scared. I was afraid to be broke. I grew up on welfare. I grew up in the streets of Philadelphia. We never had much money. I wasn't poor, but we didn't have much, and I had a bunch of siblings, and I lived in a pretty bad area. So I wanted to kind of move forward. I wanted to not deal with that again. I didn't want my family to deal with that. So I read a bunch of books, got crazy about reading books when I was about maybe between 20 and 27, 30. I read a lot of books on real estate, a lot of books on money, a lot of books like that Tony Robbins type self-help stuff. And that kind of helped me kind of get my head straight. So when I did, I'm skipping around.
No, I thought
thought fighting was going to end pretty quickly. This was never like, I'm going to do this forever. Almost immediately, I thought fighting was going to end. I'm like, this is not something that can sustain itself. So the money I make, I got to do the right thing with, or I'm just going to end up with nothing. So every dollar I made fighting, kind of made sure I did the right thing with it, because I just thought it could end at any minute, and it just didn't end. I'm fucking 40. I'm still, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You
dude.
know?
Well, I mean, most young bucks too, they get their first whatever $20,000, $30,000 paycheck, and they go buy some chains, and they forget about taxes, and then they just blow it. But that explains you reading those books at that young age and having that mindset that this could end at any time. I mean, that's just fucking
Never tax
wise.
trouble? You've never gotten any kind of tax trouble?
No. My dad owned his own business when we were younger. He got in really deep shit. And it affected our life when my dad got in that trouble. So like, I think I always made sure I put something aside to make sure I take care of these guys, because I dealt with the effects of not paying the IRS. You know what I mean?
That's something every young fighter needs to learn, is to pay the tax, man, because I got in trouble, and a lot of guys do, man. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tax, I mean, it's really difficult, right, Joe? Because we get our checks, and you get this big fat check, and it's like, oh, this is mine. And one, you have to, it's like having a team. You got to have a good accountant. He's part of your team. It's like having a good mitt guy or a good jiu-jitsu guy. Your accountant is that guy for you to be able to help you not only make sure you pay your taxes, but you can defer as much money as you can. As a business owner, you're your business, but deferring your money is just as important as paying the taxes. So, just having a good financial team around you as a young kid is important.
What was the year? What year did you have your first baby?
Eddie, and my son Eddie was born. I was 19 when I had Eddie. So, Eddie was born in 2005. 2005, I had my first son. Yeah.
2005. So while you were a professional beginning in those first 10 fights, were you working on the side also?
Yeah. I did concrete work, and I did concrete work all day. I got home, got a quick shower, headed out to the only thing that was open during the day that had people at it was the boxing gym. So I would go to the boxing gym first. And then at night, when everybody got off work, in Philadelphia, the sport wasn't big yet. People got off work, and then I'd be able to go jiu-jitsu at night. So I was running that gambit for like 4 to 5 years before I was able to get paid enough to actually just like fight for a living, to be able to say, hey, I'm getting enough fight and I could just quit doing concrete. But I ran a pretty like crazy wild schedule. I was falling asleep like on a dime everywhere.
That's bad.
Yeah, I remember Robert Follis would tell me, he's like, it's always smart for those beginning pros, and at least until you have 10 fights, to have a little side income. So you're not taking fights against some 20-0 Russian because you need $1,000.
That's been there, done. That's a terrible feeling, man. Because it's like for fighters, especially when you're coming up, it's feast or famine, and especially if you're, I don't know if you were you the sole provider for your family, Eddie?
Yeah.
Well, that's the biggest thing is when you make the money. A lot of that money is already spoken for. It goes to your mortgage, to taking care of your family, and then when you are the sole provider, that puts a lot of stress on you. It really does. So then the taxes, kind of fall to the wayside. And for myself, 3 years without filing, the IRS would file for me, and without any of those write-offs and stuff. So they put it to my balls bad. It's good that you have that, man. It's good to have another side income, so you're not dependent on that shit.
Yeah, for the young
Yeah,
ones.
and in the beginning, like you got to be able to make enough to kind of I don't know, like in early on, guys take fights that they should never took, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, it's your only couple $1,000s coming in, so you end up taking a fight, and kind of your short term thinking ruins a long term career because you just need a couple $1,000. So I saved it. I was always been a saver. I never was frivolous with my money, never bought shit I didn't need, care about like jewelry or cars. And I just never cared about any of that. My whole goal was from the very beginning was to have freedom, to be free to say no, to be free to say, hey, I'll be there in an hour, or to be free to go to my kids' stuff. Freedom was my ultimate goal. And I knew in order to do that, the cars weren't going to get me there. The jewelry wasn't. All the bullshit wasn't going to get me there. I had to save every dollar, make sure I invested it.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. So what's your routines like nowadays? Nowadays, waking up, and I see you're opening up a new gym.
Yeah. So I work out every day regardless. It's just whether I do a 2 a day or 1 a day is the thing. I have to like mentally make sure I get a workout, get a sweat. It's like if I don't, I feel physically different by the time I go to bed. Like I'm anxious. I have trouble getting to sleep a little bit. So like working out is just kind of part of what I have to do to kind of get through the day. So, but sometimes I'll do a 2 a day, depending on whether I, have something competitive coming up or not. But yeah, we have the gym. I partnered with a really prominent gym owner and real estate developer in my area. His name's Jim Worthington. He already owns a club called the Newtown Athletic Club. It's like something on the lines of Lifetime Fitness. It has like a water park. Like it's not a normal just run of the mill gym. It's like almost like a social club, a gym, and it's been in Bucks County for 30 years or so. So I partnered with Jim, and he has a standalone building on his property, and it's like a 25,000 square foot building.
Damn.
And we're creating our own performance institute. So it's going to be a 20,000 square foot like indoor where we have like a combat arena, cage, full size boxing area, recovery, hot tub, sauna, cold tub, all that stuff, and then a full out like weightlifting, turf, all that stuff. So like a really high end performance institute for combat sports that we're able to kind of bring to the area. It'll kind of be like nothing like you normally see at a normal MMA gym.
Dude, I was looking at your Instagram. It looks fucking badass. And what city is that in?
That's in Bucks County. So like it's probably, if you're in Philly, you got about a 30-minute drive from Philly. But Bucks County has some pretty major wrestling area. Some of the top wrestling in Pennsylvania comes out of Southampton, Northampton, like this area in particular. So like these schools are highly competitive, and the kids who leave here or wrestle here and train here, they go to Lehigh, Penn State. Like they're some of the top guys. So I want to be able to take these guys who they all want to fight. Like all these kids these days they want to wrestle in college, yes, because it's such a big part of their life. But by the time they're like a sophomore in high school, they're all thinking about fighting. So we're kind of creating that hub here in Pennsylvania for them, a place to kind of do their off-season training, throw some hands and jiu-jitsu and all that stuff.
Fuck yeah. So are you going to be a part of the coaching staff or just be kind of their mentor a little bit?
No, absolutely. I'll be part of the coaching staff. I want to kind of train the elite team, like the higher end fighters. I'd like to kind of separate it like a white, black, and gold team, and then I'll be in charge of this gold team where I can just work with the elite fighters, and then kind of help the white and black team get promoted to the gold team, kind of help build the next UFC champion, you know what I mean, or PFL champion or bare knuckle champion or whatever it is. But I taken so much from this sport. I've taken ass whoopings, but I've taken a lot of money and a lot of knowledge. So like the full circle is to give it all back at some point. So I'm coming around the corner at that.
Fuck yeah! And any of these guys get to learn from you are lucky. That's pretty badass. So what's your diet like these days? It doesn't seem like you're putting on a big set of tits on the off season. Do you eat pretty healthy year round?
No. I go off and on. Like I'm never in the gym like full on in the gym all the time. When I fight, you may not see me for 3 months. Me and my wife go missing. We got 4 children. So like we'll go missing. We'll head to Florida. I'll drink a bunch, eat like shit until I'm sick of it. And then I'll go back. I've been that's been the extremes of my life. And that's what works for me. I think some guys should stay in the gym year round. I never did it. Even in high school, I wrestled, and then I wouldn't wrestle again until the season came up again. I'm kind of like all in or all out. I don't go halfway with it. It doesn't work for me.
Nice. And this video is brought to you by NordVPN. NordVPN is the best resource to protect your online activity. So I make sure I have NordVPN. It encrypts your internet connection and hides your IP address and location, making you much safer and more private online. Maybe you want to watch some jiu-jitsu that is only available in Brazil or some Muay Thai fights in Thailand. Use NordVPN to change your location so you can sit and enjoy some combat. So go to nordvpn.com/Tim Welch. They offer a really nice discount and an additional 4 months free. Plus, they have it a risk-free with NordVPN 30-day money-back guarantee. Give them a try, boys and girls. When I closed on my new house and there's some heavy money going around, I made sure to use NordVPN. And you don't want people. Anyone can look at what you're looking at on your phone or online. Just remember that. So NordVPN, give her a try, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, well, when it comes to like, say drugs, me and Joe Diesel, we like to enjoy a little bit of nicotine here and there, a little bit of the marijuana. I really like my caffeine a lot, multiple times a day. What kind of drugs are you dealing with these days?
I never, honestly, I don't judge
He's
you guys.
He's always been that. Eddie, I wanted to ask you.
What about coffee though? What about caffeine?
Yeah, caffeine. Yeah, if caffeine, if we're considering caffeine a drug, I'm a junkie, and I need some talking to.
You do multiple cups a day, or just some espresso? What's your go-to coffee?
Multiple pots a day. Yeah,
multiple pots
so
a
like
day.
Me and my wife will wake up, we get my daughter off to school, and then we'll just kind of hang out. We'll have like a pot or so of coffee, just get our day, like talk about what's going on for the day, and then I'll get off to the gym. And then usually around like 5, 6 o'clock, I'll put another pot on, and then that'll take care of my second session if whatever I'm going to. But like, yeah, I drink a lot of caffeine,
dude. Maybe at your gym, I'm sure you guys are going to do it anyway, like a smoothie bar. But I have a little coffee shop at my gym, and it just makes the vibe really good. Everyone loves going to get the coffee, sit around, hang out, drink the recovery drinks, and it makes the vibe really good. Are you guys doing that at your dojo?
I'm going to consider it now that you said it. I mean, if what's a gym without coffee? I honestly, no matter, even if like when my daughter was doing cheer for a while, and they had like an awesome lounge with coffee, and even when she went to year. When I drop her off at cheer, like the only thing I look forward to is like, yeah, even if it was shit coffee, I'm like, all right, I can sit down and have a cup of coffee.
That's the vibe, yeah, for sure. Exactly right, Tim. That's good shit.
Mm-hmm. If you could go back to your 20-year-old self right now and give him a little bit of advice, what would you say? Doing things differently, anything?
Oh man, that's such a great question. I don't have a ton of regrets, Tim, because I'm like a ready, fire, aim type guy. And I've heard a line, and maybe I've just kind of put it into my life. I never regret things I tried, if I fell on my face or not. If I gave it a shot, I have trouble regretting it, right? Because at least I know my truth, and I know what the result would have been. And I'm not a person who thinks too much on stuff and then doesn't do it. I'm more kind of get an idea. I think about it for a very small period of time, and then I'm already into doing it. I like to be in the game. I don't like to kind of sit on the sidelines. And if I would tell my 20-year-old self, I would say this, like, relax, everything's gonna work out, that it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and that I would just tell myself to relax, because I felt like all in my 20s, all the way up to maybe like 33 or so, I was just scared. I was scared, like so scared that things won't work out, that every fight could be my last fight. A lot of my stuff was all fear. Like, so when I ran myself ragged, or I was doing all these workouts, or like being extra about stuff, it was pure fear. So if I would just tell myself, like, hey, this shit's gonna work out for you, just stay true to what you're doing, and it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. or just kind of take it easy.
Yeah, hell yeah. If there's one fight you could go back and rematch it, what would it be?
Be the Conor fight for sure.
Yep.
Anybody who's watched my career, even some people think I threw the fight because I was just so fucking off on that particular night. Like, it was such a bad performance of mine. So like, and I always prided myself on like being in these big moments and being that guy who would come through on that big moment. Like, until I fought Conor, man, I would be a 3-1 dog or, 4-1 dog. And these were the moments I kind of thrived for, that I wanted. And that's who I was. Like, I defined myself as that guy that came through in these crazy moments, whether I was underdog or not. And that fight on that night, I wasn't that guy. And it's when, like, when you're in that moment, you only get this small period of time, and you train so long for the moment, and you only get to find on what you did in that 15 minutes. And you don't get to say, but it's like, no, it's a tattoo you wear on your face forever. And it's like that you only get that 15 or 25 minutes and the world defines you by it. So like, that would be one that I would like to get back. That was a tough one to swallow for sure.
Yeah. I wonder how much those guys were training, Conor and those guys specifically training off that right hand that you like to throw, where you really kind of lunge into it and float off. I wonder how much they were training on countering off that, because it seems like in that fight, he was just literally waiting for that the whole time.
Yeah, so like, crazy, right? He does this little, and I think Sean does it too. They do this little pull back and then immediately come back. It's like a small hitch back, and then they're already, it's beautiful the way you do it. But like that, what I was doing when I call it a dart, and I was very successful throughout my career with the dart. Bernard Hopkins showed me it, where I would just kind of square my right shoulder in and then push off my back foot. And it was almost like a jab with my rear right hand. And I landed on so many people, but for that move against a southpaw, if I don't land, I'm completely exposed to that left hand. And I would need to come back with a hard jab in order to set myself back in place and be balanced again. And since that fight, when I do the dart, I always hard jab after now to set myself balanced, because I learned the hard way in a big moment where I got caught with that there. But yeah, I learned from it, and the move was successful, like highly successful throughout my career, so I can't be mad at it. But you're always evolving in the sport. So like, even when I dart today, I'll dart and I always bring back a hard jab to set myself balanced again, so I can continue to either move and get out of the way or be offensive again. But tough one.
Yeah, you see people. I mean, yeah, Sugar does it too. He'll pressure you just enough so you lunge in and get your feet squared up. And you even saw it with Max Holloway and Ilia Topuria. As Max Holloway was stepping back, his feet are squared up, and that's when he got cracked hard with that shot. And you see it. I mean, you see it a lot in MMA now with guys that are good boxers, good counter punchers, waiting for that other guy to square up his feet, and then
looks beautiful. I fucking love that.
Yeah, similar when Suge dropped Aljo too. He squared up his feet, and fucking smoked him. Yeah.
Yeah, you got what is Sean's reach? What kind of reach does he have? Because he's a pretty he's a longer guy.
70 inches, I believe. 70.
It's comparable to your height, right? Whatever your height is.
Yeah, he's 5'11".
Mine's just fucking 4 inches shorter than my height.
Yeah.
T-Rex arms. Yeah. What's your reach, Eddie?
Mine's only I think mine's 69, something like that. I have a big back, so like I have a longer reach for how tall I am. Like I think my reach should be like maybe 67 or something like that. I'm 69, 70s.
I got short arms. Yeah, you're like 71.
Yeah, something similar. Yeah. So what do you think? I mean, watching Ilia Topuria and how sharp he is. What are your thoughts on him? Is there anybody that's going to even be able to touch him?
At 45, he's gonna be tough to deal with. Only like I heard through my kill Cliff buddies like that. He went over there and buried like he knocked out like 3 guys in a training camp, and the Dagestanis couldn't take him down. He was taking them down.
Damn.
So like these are I overhear things in training, and I'm more concerned with the training than I am the fight, because the fight you only get like a little bit of time to display what you got. But in training, when you're relaxed and doing these things consistently, it's like to hear he went down to Kill Cliff and knocked out three of his training partners and was willingly taking down the Dagestani guys. It's like, man, like what holes are we dealing with? Because he just dealt with the volume and the endurance of Max Holloway, right? If I'm hearing he's really difficult to take down. He's jiu-jitsu. You know, he started his career just subbing guys. So, like, this guy's a weapon all over. It's going to be fun to kind of watch him move forward. One thing I had thought about Max, and, like, a lot of people wanted, I like everyone else, wanted Max to win. You know, I love Max. I was crushed. Me and my son were crushed to watch him lose, but, like, I don't like Max at 45, man. I feel like he's been making that cut so much throughout his career. And I really like him at 55. You know, he was able to put Gaethje away and take Gaethje's best shots. I think at 55, he takes them shots and he'd be able to give them back. I think at 45, Max is drained there. I think he should be done with that weight class, you know.
It looks like, sometimes, the kid's a solid 5'11", and when I've seen him before, it looks like he's weighing around 185 pounds. So I thought the same thing.
He's even higher than him.
Really?
I think, because when Khabib had a last-minute dropout one time, and I got a call from UFC, I think Max got the same call. They were, like, shopping around to see who would do it. And I think I heard Max was like, I'll do it, but I heard he was like 190 something. He fucking was going to cut. He was going to cut down to 55 fast to fight Khabib. So I'm like, he gets up there, man. He gets big.
Yeah, that's what I just said the same thing. Seeing him go down to 145 is just brutal. And I do think he would have wore those shots better at 155, sure. 100%.
Yeah, when you cut that weight, that drains. Just like you said earlier, Eddie, when you cut that weight compared to when you don't, you're able to absorb those shots way different. I remember cutting a significant amount of weight, getting hit with a jab that wouldn't do anything, and I feel it down to my feet when I've cut a lot of weight. You know, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brain just don't hydrate quick enough, and you'll even feel when you're walking around the hotel the night before the fight or the day of the fight, just trying to shake off that weird feeling of just like, I guess I'd describe it like you're on a boat and you get off the boat and you're on land, like that. When you're not recovering right from your weight cut, it's kind of that feeling.
It's true, it does.
And Max, I don't know, Max is tall enough. Like, I fight at 55 because I'm just not rangy and tall enough to be at 70, or else I'd have went to 70. At 70, I'm just such a little guy that I can't really do it. So that's the only reason I made the cut to 55, or else I'd have stayed at 70. Max has the height, has the range. He has it all to be able to fight there comfortably and beat guys up. So, like, I'd like to see him there.
Yeah, for sure. So, I don't know how much you're into politics, but do you keep up on it much and about the election coming up and stuff?
My wife just got home from Allentown, Pennsylvania. We were at the Trump's rally last night.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Were you getting everyone fired up? Did he get everyone fired up?
Yeah, I was asked from the Trump campaign to speak at J.D. Vance's watch party. So Bucks County here, where I live, I think we went red this year. We've been blue since like 1988, and we finally went red. And I was like happy to be kind of a part of that, and even a small part of it. The guy Jim Worthington that I teamed up with for the Performance Institute, he's the number one campaign fundraiser for Trump here in this area. So like I team up with him, kind of do as much stuff as we can to kind of push Trump train, you know. So
how far away is Butler, Pennsylvania, from where you are?
Butler's not far at all. Maybe like 4 hours from here.
Shit, did you know anybody that was at that rally?
Now, me and my wife were in Florida, or else we would have been there. Hey, like we love the rallies, so like we've been to a bunch of them, especially the ones out like further in PA. They're pretty awesome to go to. Like it's an event. It's a concert like you never been to. Like it's badass. So and he's such an awesome dude. Like I've got to meet him at Mar-a-Lago. Me and my wife went with Jim, and we got to meet him like I guess in an intimate scene, and all he talked about was fighting. Like he loves fighting.
Nice.
He loves what we do, and he supported it. I mean, I started my career at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. Like that's where I
see some fighters and a lot of people they're placing bets that he wins.
No shit, you can do that now.
I mean, I see.
Fuck.
Bryce Mitchell. I saw. I think he put 5 or 10 grand that Trump's going to win.
I can't bet on something like that. I can't do it.
Yeah, Trump right now is a minus like 170. He got as high as a minus 200, which placed him at like 66% chance to win, and her odds were like at about a 34% chance to win. So like you can place him right now. Some guy just recently placed a $30 million bet overseas, and they're trying to find out who it was.
Oh,
But
holy.
they don't know who it was. Someone put $30 million down in total on Trump, probably about like 2 weeks ago.
Fuck.
Jeez. So back to your new gym here. When you start to form the training schedule for some of your pros and your elite guys, how many times do you think you'll have them spar a week, or will it be different for everyone?
So like March Henry, like me, Frankie Edgar. I mean, at one time we had Marlon Moraes, Edson Barboza, me, Frankie. We had like Zabit was with us in our circle. We had some pretty high level guys, and like I don't think if you have like high level guys at the gym like that you should be running them at in fifth gear, multiple times a week. I think you're just asking for guys not to make it to their fight, So like but Mark's a big filmer. Like we'll go in, he'll have our rounds already set, who we're gonna do our rounds with. He's very organized and he films everything. And then that night, let's say we spar on a Tuesday, that night we're already watching the film, already kind of critiquing, and then going over on the mitts, kind of the mistakes we made. So like it makes for a really fast learning curve during your camp. You just get better and better and better. But we spar twice a week. I remember for the Dos Anjos fight, I was so on edge. I think I was sparring like 3 times a week. I think that's way too much. But I think every guy's different. You know what I mean? Every fighter's different. And how you run them, how you get them on that track and run them, like you just kind of play it by ear, know your fighter. You know what I mean? Like Mark would want to kind of hold me back, and I'm like, no, I'm doing a third this week, and he'd kind of gauge it. All right, you want to do it? Let's do it. But you just kind of listen to your fighter, and you got to have good communication between the fighter and the coach. But I think twice a week is plenty good.
Yeah, for sure. So do you think you'll get one of those new Tesla bots when they come out, if they're good at doing household chores and stuff like dishes and laundry, or you not going to mess around with those bots?
Dude, I don't like the what is it, the glasses and stuff like that. What is it, the
VR thing?
Yeah, I did them in Singapore. I did them in Singapore when I was with One Championship. I put them on, and immediately I was at front row seat at a fight in Thailand. So like, I got so freaked out, I took them off my head, and I said, like, these are never coming in my house ever. Like my kids aren't ever experiencing. It felt so real that I was scared for humanity. I'm like, there's no way humanity is going to be the same if these things get adopted as something like if everyone says it's okay to just not fly to Thailand and experience it and go to a fight, I can just throw these goggles on and do it right here. There's going to be it's going to feel so real. It feels so real that no one's just going to do anything. No one's going to experience anything because it just won't be convenient, right? Like, so like we have to be like as people, we have to be seriously conscious of what we use for convenience and what we don't use for convenience. I'll go shopping, Costco, and I'll get all that to my door because that's convenient. I don't find any value in going shopping for stuff and spending 3 hours of my time. And I don't feel like I'm giving anything up. But when we start making like trips convenient, like you're supposed to experience that with your family. It's supposed to be like a whole, there's a lot of good things that go on. And when that kind of stuff becomes convenient and we just throw a pair of goggles on to experience everything, I think we're in a bad spot. So like, that being said, the bot, I don't know if I would do the bot or Neuralink, or I guess I would have to draw the line like the Amish and be like, hey man, these iPhones are as far as I'm willing to go, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you monitor, how do you surf on your phone quite a bit or not a ton?
I do, man. It's addictive, man. It really is. I'm like, and I guess for this camp coming up, I consider just getting like an Apple Watch or something like that, because it really doesn't serve. When you go ahead and look at the time spent, these things were supposed to be used as a tool to like make things convenient and better your life. I think they're more of time wasters than time savers, you know what I mean? Sure. So I'm considering getting a watch at least, you know, when I'm trying to get something done.
And do you monitor your kids' time on their cellular devices?
I don't monitor, no, not too much, because this is I don't know, it's something they're gonna have to deal with. It's just, for me with my kids, and me and my wife both feel the same. The biggest thing with parenting is that we're not gonna take things away like in society, that there's nothing we're gonna do about stopping technology. AI is coming. The phones are going to be, it's all going to be here, right? It's just about having real good conversations with your kids about being aware of things that are bad and things that are good, and kind of like making them aware of it, not shoving their head and saying, here, go right, but putting your arm around them and just kind of guiding them to say, this is good and this is bad. And you just got to constantly have that conversations with your kids. I think the more conversations and the more you talk to your kids, the better boys and girls that we come. Like, we've done that with my kids. I have great kids. They have great manners. They know what's good. They know what's bad. They're common sense thinkers. And I think I owe it to me and my wife. We talk to them a ton. We just have conversations. A lot of them.
Yeah. That's awesome. Cause I don't have kids yet, but I'm trying to have kids now, and I'm just like, gosh. But that's a great way to put it. So what kind of shows do you and your wife watch when you guys are just bored and sitting down? Do you watch what do you watch, 90 Day Fiance like Joe?
Among others. I do.
Dude, we get into stuff, man, deep into stuff. Like when Game of Thrones was out, we got like heavy deep into that. That kind of ruined my whole life for like 3 months. It completely took over my whole life for like 3-4 months. It'd be like 3 a.m. and I would have like one eye still open just because I wanted to see what would happen next.
Oh, fuck. That's good. I've been there several times.
What shows you into now?
Dude, I just checked out that one show, not show, but I guess it's like a movie documentary, Am I Racist, on Daily Wire.
Yeah.
With, oh my God, is that funny. I was
Did you like it? Did you like that?
Oh my God, it was hilarious. I absolutely thought this guy is hilarious. And he's not, I don't think he's, how would I call him? He's not maybe pompous or whatever. He's really just kind of giving these people rope and they're just hanging themselves.
Yes.
It's like kind of, he's not like making fun or he's just really like, here's more rope. I'm just going to act like I'm part of this. And then what these people do is just kind of hilarious. I'm like, this can't be real life. That one, Daily Wire is a pretty good documentary stuff these days. I'll go back and watch the old stuff. I can get back into Game of Thrones like at any point of the season and start watching that all over. Yeah.
That one that dug it deep, huh? That Game of Thrones was fucking a long-lasting one for you, huh?
Yeah. I think they said more people watched the season finale of that than the Super Bowl.
Fuck.
I'm like,
Damn.
yeah, that was a monster for me.
So what do you think's gonna happen in the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight?
Oh.
I'm sad. I'm going off of Mike's fight against Roy Jones. That's the last fight I've seen of Mike, and Mike was kind of gassing out in like the first 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So
fuck.
And you guys know, you're either a fighter or you're not a fighter. I don't care what kind of fighter you were. Once you take 2 weeks off of fighting, you're not the fighter you were. If you take a month off, you're not the fighter you were. When you take years off of fighting, you're no longer the guy you were. So
Yes.
I know who Mike Tyson was. I know the person he was. I know what he's capable of. But he's been so far removed from that guy, from the guy we all know who was completely, destroying people. He's so far removed from him. It's not him. So we're all going to tune in. I'm going to tune in and watch and pay, because of his name and who he was. But I could see Jake, I could see Jake beating him up. You know what I mean? I feel terrible saying that. I don't even like saying it, but I'm like, it's just, it is what it is. Jake's going to make a lot of money. Mike took the fight. I would love to see Mike win, score a big knockout, but Mike's not that guy. He's not who he used to be.
14-ounce gloves, 2-minute rounds.
58 years old.
Yeah, a young spry 58.
Yeah, that's fucking. It's terrible.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. I heard that the whole fight, the way the contract's written is it's incentivized for Mike to go the whole fight. That Mike is getting paid by the round.
What?
Yeah, this is what I heard on Rogan. I'm pretty sure, and you guys can fact check this. I believe if Mike knocks him out in the first, then Mike's not getting paid in full. So I believe the contract's written in a way where Mike's incentivized to carry him and then eventually gas out and maybe lose. But
wow, that's fucking terrible.
I think that's what I heard. Please fact check that. But I think Mike Tyson went on Rogan and was kind of giving us an inside scoop of what that contract would be or what it looked like.
Damn, that's wild. Well, bro,
yeah, that's good. That's shitty. Yeah.
Thanks a ton for coming on and sharing your wisdom with us. If you guys want to follow Eddie, it's E Alvarez Fight on Instagram. Shoot him a follow. And like I said, if you guys want some fucking sick fights, go back and watch some of Eddie Alvarez's fights. Some of the sickest fights ever in MMA. But dude, thanks so much for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it, man. My honor. I always watch Joe. It was my fight. The hell with my fights. Watch Joe Riggs' fights.
Yes. All right, Eddie. We'll talk to you soon, brother. Thanks so much.
Hey, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
See
peace. What a cool motherfucker, huh? He's gonna be a good coach to those guys. But yeah, those guys, whoever learns from him is gonna have it's a good guy to follow, because he's always was smart with his negotiations. Always got paid what he deserved.
Yeah.
I should have asked him a little bit more about that, like who was managing him, because he'd always get like what he was worth, you know what I mean? But his fights, he would always bring it so much that he could bring that to the negotiation table, and they just knew. Because remember, I'm trying to think. Let me look. What
he did that for Bellator. Remember when I was leaving Bellator to the UFC because Scott Coker was coming in and Bjorn Redney was leaving.
Yep.
Just our two contracts were with Bjorn, so we got out of there for free. And he's I hear he negotiates his own contracts by himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I should have asked that. Damn it. But I remember, so his UFC debut was 2014 versus Don Cowboy Cerrone. I remember every one of his fights is just a fucking
I'm trying
war,
to think of
bro.
that. How did that fight go?
I think it was a war, and then Donald got it by decision, but then he went on a streak. He fought Gilbert Melendez, and it was like he won comeback of the year for that fight.
Oh, did you
Like
really?
a crazy fight in Mexico City. That was UFC 188.
Comeback of the year?
Yep, he won an award for that. And then he beat Pettis by a split decision. And then that's when he fought Rafael dos Anjos for the UFC title. And Dos Anjos, I'm pretty sure, did his full fight camp in Thailand.
Did
So he came out with this kind of Muay Thai flat-footed stance, and Eddie's like more the springy boxer type, and he fucking cracked him and knocked him out.
He was talking about that right hand, that tilt when he throws, he calls it dart.
Boom, he jumps off.
Yeah, that's fucking beautiful. Beautiful.
It is beautiful, but like I said, with Conor, it's like they were waiting for him to do that.
Dude, you hit right on the money with that. You kind of put his head out there like a lure to pop, pop. You know,
Boom.
I thought when you said that he brought him back to the moment. You can tell.
Yeah, just into that. But that's cool that Bernard Hopkins taught him that.
Fuck yeah,
punch.
dude, that's crazy. Biop's telling, dude, anything that guy teaches you is fucking gold.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if the guys at his gym, when they're being mentored by him, like guys like that who have all that experience, not just in the ring, but outside of as well, if they really fucking appreciate it, you know?
Well, I mean, all my guys, every time that you teach them, they fucking appreciate it and soak it in. And
that's what's important. Guys like myself and Eddie, just that, because I mean, I think I'm 1 year older than Eddie, but the same kind of era. Mm-hmm. So there are the new fans. There's some people that hasn't seen him fight.
Yeah,
you know, and it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's people that are huge fans like that have never seen Eddie Alvarez fight.
Yeah, or I mean, let me see here. His last fight in the UFC was 2018.
Shit.
There's Dustin Poirier. But then him and Justin Gaethje, dude. UFC 218.
That was a fucking banger.
He KO'd Justin with a knee, and it was a fucking banger.
God, yeah, I remember that one. That was fucking that was like the second one of his second fight in him in the UFC for Justin.
Oh yeah, was it? It was something like that. But so if you haven't watched UFC since 2018, 6 years ago, then
he was starting to say. Did he say he was in camp? Does he have a bare knuckle fight coming up?
He must. We should have asked about that. Another thing. God damn it.
God damn it.
Trying to get better at this shit.
Fuck it. It's getting good. It's good to sit back and watch. What I'm noticing is during the conversations with Eddie, you turn and have a conversation with me as well, which is fucking. I'm noticing the little idiosyncrasies you do with this stuff. It's nice.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, but I mean, I think it's helped that I've listened to podcasts for so many years now.
Did that help a lot?
For sure.
When you were on Rogan, were you just watching how his little segues into different conversations? Were you able to be in the moment?
Rogan's hard because he'll look you dead in your eyes. He won't look away, and he'll just be going off, and he'll talk for 10, 15 minutes, and you just be like,
yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, it's like, but
try to riff with him, right? And you just can't do it.
I mean, he's such a smart, wise guy, so you just let him talk. But when he gets on there with smart doctors, or he podcasts with guys that are so high level, they're saying words that I don't even know, but Joe will sit there and follow him. You can tell he wants to say something but doesn't, and then just flows with the convo. He's one of the best interviewers ever, dude. If you can sit down with a person face to face, looking at each other, and talk for 3 hours,
dude,
and keep entertaining, people have no idea how hard that is.
How many breaks are in those 3 hours?
Zero.
You
can take a piss. A couple times I took a piss when the 2 times we were on, and then come back, and he'll just 3 hours, and it's just natural to him.
That's great. And how often does he film one?
I think 2 to 3 times a week.
God dang, dude, whoever preps that show, if he's the one that does it, that's fucking crazy.
And the level of the people he's talking to, I don't know where he has the time to because sometimes he'll
do his work
and ask the questions that he want. But one thing I like about him, and I've always liked about, he doesn't really have guests on, just be like, oh, I know this is going to get tons of clicks. Tons of people are going to listen to this. He doesn't do that. He interviews people that he's genuinely interested in.
Likes to talk to.
That he likes to talk to and learn from.
That's cool. I'm surprised that Donald Trump did 3 hours like that. Because Donald, he is an old bird, you know? He's getting old. And then fucking he does 3 hours like that. That's fucking nuts. We're now.
I mean, even an hour is a good amount of time, but 3 hours?
Just one-on-one as well. That's fucking nuts. Especially those lights. You see all the fucking battered fucking because Trump's looking a little weathered right now. Those lights didn't do him any justice. You know, he's looking a little beaten up.
Yeah. What's going on today's headlines? Discussions around political strategies, including Kamala Harris distancing herself from certain Biden comments.
Yeah. Did you hear about that?
Her campaign efforts alongside other candidates like Arnold Schwarzenegger endorsement, indicating a dynamic electoral landscape. Other than that,
God, I just saw myself in the fucking the TV thing. My neck looks like a fucking number 2 pencil. I got to get back in the fucking gym.
maybe hit a little. What kind of things you do for that neck?
Fucking just I just want to put my head down now. That's what the neck's gonna do. That's
I mean, there's
terrible.
just. I mean, you just come in and get some grappling.
Something.
I
Yeah.
think you'd have fun if we come in and just have some fun grappling.
Yeah, dude, fuck 100%. Actually, that's 100% what I would need to do. I need to
Hang on the neck a little bit. I mean, you see, nothing worse than you see a big jacked guy. Everything's
With a
pretty
wasp
jacked,
neck?
and just a little pencil neck. It's like fuck, dude.
Just let it lurch out there like a buzzard.
But what do you do? I mean,
There's shit you can do.
jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
To get it, I mean, there's like when I would every time after practice, well, after most of it's boxing practice, you do your neck workouts because Tyson's got a fucking thick cobra neck.
And he doesn't grapple.
No, he hits those neck workouts. There's some guys that your neck doesn't look like it holds them the fuck up. Much less be able to take a shot there. But yeah, I just solved that.
Your neck is proportionate with your body right now. I mean,
it might have been a bad angle.
No, I mean you're just not fat right now.
Yeah,
you're chiseled up.
I'm trying to eat better, and I'm trying to do that. But fucking goddamn, that neck, that's gonna.
Did you do anything for breakfast?
No, I didn't.
Little sausage egg McMuff.
I don't. I've been eating a lot cleaner, man. I've been eating really good. I've been sticking to my. I don't eat my first meal until 12 o'clock. But then I don't eat 4 hours before I go to bed. So it's doing good, man. It's doing me
It's probably
justice.
helping you improve your sleep.
Yeah, so I haven't had sleep paralysis in a minute. Fucking rolled myself off the bed a couple times, but that's not bad. Just fucking, I've been sleeping really well, really well. Oh, dude, this is fucking. Lisa's mom was. I shouldn't even fucking say this.
It wasn't Lisa's mom, then it was someone else. But what happened?
No, it's not Lisa's mom. Sorry, it's fucking Ricky. Lisa's brother. He had this girl, and then she was kind of bending over, getting some out of the trash, and her 3-foot long hooter came flying out of the side of it.
Puss lips?
No, fucking tit. And fucking, I rolled to the side, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't want to be seeing that.
Baloney nips?
No, just 38 longs, just fucking big long fucking like a tube sock.
Long nips.
Long tits, yeah, the whole damn thing. It was a whole boob just fell out.
And did you scream?
No, I did. No, yeah, but it was a scary sight. Fucking Rick's girlfriends.
So what happened today in history? In 1961, the Tsar Bomba detonation. The Soviet Union detonated the most powerful nuclear weapon ever tested, known as the Tsar Bomba.
Where at?
Over Novaya Zemlya. This 50 megaton bomb remains the largest artificial explosion in history. I was watching this YouTube video yesterday of what kind of nukes the U.S. has and what kind of nukes Russia has.
Yeah, we have old shit, man.
Russia has the biggest fucking nukes, dude.
When were they made? That's the biggest thing. Like the ones in Montana, I learned all about the nukes. They're like from the 1980s.
They have one called Satan, and then
Nice.
they have another. They have Satan 2
In Russia?
and they tried to do the Satan 2 once, and it didn't go off. Something where it exploded. Something fucked up happened. But dude, seeing those guys and hearing Trump say that Kim Jong-un has a red button on his desk and he'll press that puppy any fucking time, it's like,
fuck, man, that's
one man having that power.
It is bad. Fuck yeah, because and I know other countries there's checks and balances. Like if one guy gets a wild hair in his ass, like say the president, so Putin for example, if he gets the nuclear codes and hits it, there's 3 other generals or 2 maybe that have to sign off on what he does. So it's not like if he just wants to do it, there's no other people to challenge him. But I don't know what that is here. But like a guy in North Korea, fucking, he's done. He hits it, it's done.
Well, maybe he couldn't get his boner up one day. His blood sugar's real low.
That's what I'm talking about.
He has a couple people disrespect him.
Yeah, I mean,
or he hears the Trump pod and them calling him Little Electric Man or
fuck
what.
a Rocket Man, yeah.
And then he says, "Oh, really?"
Exactly. There's no one to fucking say, hey, you can't do that shit. Who the fuck knows? I mean, it's
scary though.
It is scary because nuclear war, fuck, that's the one that's obviously it's done.
I mean, we complain about the little shit we're dealing with when a nuke could just fucking zip us.
What would you do? What would if 2 minutes? If we got alerted for 2 minutes, things are gonna be done.
I would hope I'm with Mariah and we just lay in the bed and just hug her and just say bye-bye.
I'd fucking probably throw myself. I couldn't sit there and wait for it. I don't
try
know.
to bury yourself in a little hole or something.
I don't know what I would do. I couldn't imagine anything worse than sitting there waiting for a fucking missile to land on your beak. Oh, it'd just be fucking horrible. It just leave my own fucking device.
In 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle happened.
Really?
Muhammad Ali knocked out George Foreman in the 8th round to regain his world heavyweight boxing title.
Fuck, that'd be great to be. Imagine being there during that fight.
1974. 2003, LeBron James NBA debut. Basketball star LeBron James made his NBA debut. And did you see that? It was LeBron, right? That was playing with his son?
What do you mean?
In an NBA game.
What?
Playing with his son.
His son. Oh my God. So I wonder if he's in the NBA just because his father. I'm sure he's getting.
Bro, he's probably skilled as fuck.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
tall and just like.
How good is his son? Actually, I think I've heard something about this. He was able to get. I mean, he obviously is good to be able to play at that level, but I think he's gotten some more opportunities than other people. I think I was seeing something on that. Yeah, like something pretty egregious. Like he got the starting spot over somebody that was pretty obvious.
Bronny James, the son of NBA legend LeBron, has begun carving out his own path in basketball with a notable performance in the NBA preseason and early regular season games. I mean, it looks like
that doesn't sound like that was fucking accurate.
Yeah, by his stats, he looks fucking good.
How tall is he?
He got drafted 55th overall. Yeah.
55th overall?
55th overall.
I don't know how the draft goes, and if it's first round, second round.
But still, isn't that pretty cool, though?
Yeah,
You're playing an NBA game with your dad. Like, that's pretty wild.
It'd be good to play anything with my son. Fucking, yeah, the NBA game would just be fucking...
One thing's cool is like that Wagner Rocha. Do you know him?
Uh-uh.
Wagner Rocha, he's a grappler. He fought in the UFC a couple times, black belt in jiu-jitsu. He has his son, he has his daughter, and they all three were competing in the big ADCC show together. So that
would be fucking cool.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Seriously, man. That's how old are the kids?
I mean, I think teenagers,
Seriously.
19, 20 years old.
Good for them, man. That's got to be feeling good for him.
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
If you have a boy, are you gonna like guide him into this kind of life, or will you let him make his own choices? Do you think he would naturally fall into it?
I feel like if I can just do my best at every time we come into the dojo, we have fun. And I want him to see his dad going into the dojo, having fun, messing around, getting competitive, and just relate coming into the gym with, you're going to have a good time.
And let him and he'll obviously make the decision. He'll want to be a part of that. Because I did the exact opposite. I kind of pushed it down my son's throat, and he didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, I see it in the kids' classes sometimes. Not too bad.
Parents do that?
But parents just like yelling at their son what to do, yelling at him to work hard. And it's like they're sitting there fat. They've never even grappled. They don't know how hard it is. And they're sitting there yelling, you need it. It's like, dude, you do it. There's older people in all these other classes. Why don't you do it?
So have you seen like a little Pee Wee baseball? Like a kid fucks up and the guy's like, dad's yelling at the kid. Is it something that's comparable to that?
Yeah, something
shit.
similar to that. And I was just like, fuck.
That'd be hard to see.
Yeah.
You know, the kids go home getting slapped around.
Probably.
Definitely.
What do you got on the agenda today?
Fucking gotta go. I gotta fucking go help Lisa's brother fucking do a bunch of shit at help her mom's house. But
moving some shit and stuff.
Yeah, I overextend myself every fucking time, dude. You have to. I'm not good at saying no. I'm getting so much better, but fucking it is. I overextend myself. The difference is the things I commit to, I stick to. And before, when I would just say yes, I'll do this, and if I couldn't do it, I wouldn't. So everything I commit to, I do, but it sucks.
Dude, there's this book. I should just bring it in for you. I've been reading it a little bit. Just the power of a positive no. There's just ways to say no, and you can say it in a positive way. But every time you say yes to something, that's fucking.
It takes because because you see how when I say I'm gonna do something, I do what I say now. I'm doing my best for that. Yeah. But it doesn't make my life any less hectic. I need to learn how to say no properly, not be a dick when I say it, and just do that. That's a fucking hard thing to do if you're not used to it. You know?
Yeah, a fucking skill. But this book, it tells you all these different ways to say no and stuff, and it helps out a lot. Yeah, once like opportunities started to come and everyone wants to do something, and it's like, hey, in a couple weeks, can you do this? In a couple weeks, can you do this? I'm like, right now our trips are so spur of the moment that I just have to say, like, no, I can't. Maybe in the future, blah blah blah.
Just a nice way of doing it.
I've been getting better at saying no, I can't.
Good for you. It's fucking hard, man.
Yeah,
definitely is.
Crypto is going to the fucking moon.
What do you mean?
Let me see where it's at today. Yesterday, Bitcoin per coin was up to $73,000. 1 year ago, each coin was $35,000.
God damn it!
It's fucking crazy, dude.
How much you got in crypto?
I mean,
You don't have to be exact, but I mean, did you put down a decent amount?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta
You left it in there?
Yeah, that's what they say. You just need to put it in there and don't look at it. Pretend it's just fucking not there.
At what point do you pull it out?
I have Imran. He's the owner of Sanibel, CEO of Sanibel. He's really smart with this stuff, and there's a lot of people that are way fucking smarter than me. So I just trust them when to pull it out and then when to put it back in or whatever. Right. But just let her sit there and cook.
That's a good way to look at investments. That's for sure. Just act like they're not there.
Yeah. But, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed that show. We got the confidential show that comes out every week on Red Hawk Academy or patreon.com/Red Hawk Academy. You can check that on there. And then give Joe a follow, Joe Diesel Riggs. He's going to start posting more. I keep telling him. I mean,
I never will.
If people, you will. You're a comic. You're a comedic dude. And if you can just be funny with that shit.
I don't know why. It's a hard fucking just the social media.
If you ever see a character on the street who you're having a little run in with, or who's just just pull up your phone and just give him a fucking little interview right there.
Yeah, I wish I had a camera following me around because the shit that I get into every fucking day is nuts.
And you ain't lying.
The other day I'm like, why? I'm in here. I said to you, I'm like, Tim, I want to start. I'm gonna go in every situation in a different attitude. And then I find myself in a fucking deadlock with some beatnik. Fuck you looking at you. And I'm like, I just told Tim I want to fucking go about things differently. But yeah, I'm doing my best.
Yeah. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and comment your thoughts below. Remember, when you like and comment, it helps push the algorithm a little bit and helps us grow. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Love y'all. Bye-bye.